All right, how about it, YouTube? Target individual here, coming back with another video. Okay, this video is going to be about these rap groups and the knowledge that they have of remote neural monitoring. Okay, they have left clues about this technology in their music videos and in their logos, in their names for years. Okay, so here is a logo for a rap group. All right, and the image that you see is a bunch of skull heads. That rap group is 3 6 Mafia. All right, so I used to listen to these guys a lot when I was young, and I still do listen to them from time to time, just to get bits and pieces about what I missed that they were trying to tell me in the songs. Okay, so as you can see, it's a bunch of skull heads, and this is this actual logo right here was for a label that was a branch off of the group 3 6 Mafia, which was called Hypnotized Minds. Okay, this is the same thing as Hive Mind. All right, this is why I say they have knowledge of remote neural monitoring, a collective of minds. That's what Hive Mind is. And as far as with, if you look at the name Hypnotized Mind, how do you hypnotize someone's mind? This is what we all talk about as targets. A target person is ultimately, they will end up being hypnotized to the point to where the technology takes over their mind and they don't have a clue what they're doing. All right, so this is you being turned into a robot. All right, so I believe this rap group knew about this stuff, and this group was founded in 1996, or somewhere around 91, the early 90s. All right, so if they was rapping like this about this, naming a group this back then they definitely had knowledge of this stuff. Okay. Anyhow, how do you hypnotize minds? Like I said, you use remote neural monitoring devices, which is called being on watch by the hoods in the USA. And this is exactly what they say. I've been in poverty pretty much my whole life, so I know how gangs talk, and this is what they say about a target person. They call it being on watch, all right? And like I said, this is all across the USA. All right, this group was created in 1997 in Memphis, Tennessee. All right, the previous label name was Profit Entertainment. All right, so we know that there are a group of ex-criminals on YouTube who claim to be changed from gangsters to gods, just like the YouTuber Enlightened Target says. All right, so this is this guy, his name is Enlightened Targeted. Okay, so we all know enlightened to me is referring to Lucifer. Okay, that's what Lucifer, he's the enlightened one. All right, so me listening to that guy, I just automatically just was like, I don't like his spirit. But anyhow, that's another video. So they admit to being in these street gangs all across the great states of America. They often refer to themselves as prophets of the Lord. All right. So what are these prophets prophesying? All right. The meaning of prophecy is something to come to pass. The handler, aka the God, knows what you may do because they are calling the shots, remotely viewing you through your eyes and controlling your reference of choices. Okay, now you just heard me say choices, your reference of choices, right? All right, now remember that. So with that being said, it is safe to say that I believe these are some of the same criminals that have remote neural monitoring devices. Okay? We know that Satan was a musician, all right? And you can read uh you can read about him in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28. Okay? And this logo right here is the hypnotized mind logo. I don't know if it shows up. I tried to edit this the best way I could, but this is like the Grim Reaper. He has a clock in his hand, and then it says hypnotized mind, and then it has the globe. All right. So remote neural monitoring now is worldwide. Okay. This group made this logo, and you see it has the hourglass. Okay, Satan's time glass right there. You know, he doesn't have a lot of time to do what it is that he needs to do. And just looking at the names of this stuff, the Hypnotized Minds, the 3-6 Mafia, okay? I'm going to get a little bit more into that as I go. Where was I? Bear with me because I'm reading notes. So if I seem like I'm a little scattered, just know that I'm trying to read everything that I wrote. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you can find out about Satan being a musician in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 28. And it describes what you need to know about him when he was actually still in the kingdom of heaven. All right. Anyway, I believe these rappers have sold their souls for fame and money. You know, safe to say. There are several examples in their logos and their lyrics. So I have some of these lyrics to show you all today. Like I said, this is Hive Mind being revealed in the early 90s. All right. And that's exactly what it is. That's just Hive Mind being revealed, but they was calling it Hypnotized Minds. All right. And any TIs who know older TIs, you know that they was acting crazy as hell back then. Like I told you guys about my uncle. He went to jail for doing doing whatever he done, and then he got out. He was already one of my perpetrators, fresh out the penitentiary. Had been in jail for like 20 years, 25 years. You see what I'm saying? So those people from that era, they was experiencing this too. All right, with this actual album cover is called Mystic Styles, and I'm going to get into that here in just a minute. Just bear with me. They have album covers called Choices. What is Choices? Choices equals hyper game theory, is the choice reference of a target individual. This is referred to by the target individual as gang stalking. Okay, to force the target into endless choices of ways to solve a particular problem or series of problems. All right. Mystic Styles was the name of another album cover of the 3-6 Mafia. And that's what you're looking at right now. And you can actually go look up these album covers. Okay. And then also the word mafia. Mafia is definitely a part of gang stalking, organized crime, aka organized stalking harassment. And you can actually find that. I put a video up about people who are in, the key people who are involved in gang stalking. Okay. Now, back to this mystic word. Okay, we have here the mystic order of veiled prophets of the enchanted realm. Okay, so you hear that. The mystic order of veiled prophets of the enchanted realm. All right. This is the logo that is the same as the Freemason logo. So if you Google the 33rd degree of the Freemason, you will find that they have to engage in criminal activities to be enlightened. All right, there's that enlightened again. And this time find out that they have been worshiping Big Lucy, aka Satan. All right, this is at the 33rd degree. Okay, you can obviously see. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, so this pendant right here is the pendant for the mystic order of veiled prophets of the enchanted realm. And as you look at it, you see that it's actually a Freemason, the scale thing that they have in Freemasonry. Okay, so like I said, here coming up in a second, you're gonna see that one of the rappers is gonna have his thumb up and a thumb down. Okay, and I know all about these rappers because, like I said, I used to listen to them all the time. Okay, it's like a North Memphis thing they do with their thumbs. But anyhow, he has one thumb up and one thumb down. This is basically the same thing as what Baphomet is doing. I mean, he does it the right hand up and the left hand down. All right, and you're gonna see that here in a minute in the video. Okay, and then you're gonna see the Baphomet himself. There's an album named "The Most Known Unknown," which this is from 3 6 Mafia also, which is more of the unknowing, victims being groomed for the satanic kingdom through trickery of the remote neural monitoring devices. All right, so with remote neural monitoring, they have this program that they use, and it's actually called S.A.T.A.N. All right, and its abbreviations is silent assassination through silent assassination through amplified neurons is the code name that these gangster guys use on us. Okay, that's what they use on us. And then you see this one is called world domination. All right, so remote neural monitoring has dominated the world. Okay, it really has. It's all over the world right now. And I'm not trying to like bash these rappers for the name of their covers because they may not have been actually worshiping the devil, but they may have thought it was just cool to be doing this right here to get the money. But it's still a sellout either which way it goes. So you see this guy here, he's throwing up the thumb up and the thumb down, as above, so below. And he got these two devil women right here with him. All right. Looks good, but everything glitters not gold. Okay. Let's see. Anyhow, this Satan, what I just told you, the silent assassination through amplified neurons is the code name. Okay, so here is what Robert Duncan had to say about the S.A.T.A.N. program. Okay.
One of many. I pluribus unum, so to speak. Yeah, I don't want to be singled out as the inventor of Satan, which Satan is an acronym for silent assassination through adaptive neural and social networks, in brackets in there. And it's basically condensed evil. Every evil thought that a human can have can be replayed onto another human until they commit a murder or a suicide. And there are other systems like TAMI, thought and mind interface and memory interface that can walk a person back during a mind interrogation through their entire life history to find out why they believe what they do.
Okay, so you heard what he just said. It actually can give you the thoughts of other evil evil people. Okay, so that's why they're connected to us. That's why we hear it when people the ones who have V2K. This is why we hear this, because they want us to have their evil thoughts. They want to drag us to hell. Basically, that's what they're trying to do, as if God doesn't know that it's them that's doing it and not us. Like, you didn't create us, God created us. So how is you gonna try to trick God by giving us your damn evil thoughts? But this is why I make these videos about V2K and tell y'all what I hear. Don't think that these are my actual thoughts, because they're not. All right. And as you see here, we have Baphomet. Okay, so this is Baphomet's definition right here.
According to Wikipedia, Baphomet is a deity that the Knights Templar were accused of worshipping, and that subsequently was incorporated into occult and mystical traditions.
All right, so you heard her say mystical traditions. Okay, it's all about this mysticism. All right, and that's what I just got finished telling you guys about. About this Mystic Styles and this name of this album, Mystic Styles, and then the Mystic Order of Veil of Prophets of the Enchanted Realm. Okay, so this is why they always trying to they always in your subconscious, with this remote monitoring, because I think that they're searching for God there. And it's almost like they trying to find God there, because it's kind of hard to explain it. But if they're projecting this stuff into our foreheads, right? Okay, we know that when the mark of the beast is actually gonna come, there's gonna be a set of people who's God people who's gonna have the mark of God on their forehead, and then we're gonna have the mark of the beast on the evil people forehead. Okay, so they're trying to basically make their own mark on us with this transferring thought shit. Okay, excuse my language, but I'm always pretty upset because I'm always dealing with this. So for people who have sensitive ears, just turn the video off. All right, so right here you have another cover, 3 6 Mafia once again. Like I said, I'm not picking on them or nothing like that. It's just I'm trying to get a point across about the music industry and how Satan uses music to manipulate our thoughts as well with remote monitoring. Okay, so we have Profit Entertainment. All right, so this was the name of the group before 3 6 Mafia. All right, so like I said, prophet is someone who prophesies, and this is what these people who have remote monitoring, they like to try to claim that they're prophesying and they know what's going to happen, because the reason they know this because they got your mind hacked and they actually hypnotize your mind to get you to go do this and get you to go do that. It's all through pressure. All right, here's another album cover from the same group, and this is actually called the Prophet Posse. All right, and what you see is the skull and a crossbone in the middle, and at the bottom of the album it says Hood USA. All right, so remote neural monitoring, Hood, all across the USA. Basically, that's how I'm interpreting that. All right, so here's what the skull and crossbones, when you look it up on Wikipedia.
Here's a summary from Wikipedia. Skull and Bones is an undergraduate senior secret student society at Yale University in New Haven, Connecticut.
Okay, so a secret society again. So secret societies, secret remote neural monitoring, all across the hoods in USA, world domination with remote monitoring. All right, and I'm serious as a heartbeat. Okay, and this is how you know that these are Satan's devices and these are Satan's children. Okay, let's move along here. Let's see. Let's check these notes. It says, Yeah, this they're using that Satan's thing on me right now. That's exactly what they're using on me. And if you Google it, just put in Google and go in Google and you put in silent assassination through amplified neurons. All right. Once again, it's neurons. Again, they focusing on your neurons. Your neurons is in your brain. Okay. They trying to dig into your mind and do stuff to your mind. All right. That's why it's hypnotized minds. Okay. Let's see. And it may be a direct connection to the devil himself. Okay, like I just told you guys in my last videos, this black guy in my dream. Now I don't know if this, what this is, but it's safe to say, by me being Hebrew, I figured out pretty much that God is a black man. All right, and his son is a black man also. He's a person of color. He may not just be, like a black person, but he's a person of color. He has colored skin. All right, I figured this out through scriptures. But anyhow, if Satan, if God created Satan to be one of the most beautiful angels there, and I would think he would made him be that color too. So I don't know who this black man is that I'm seeing that I'm seeing. It's like it's this black man. He's sitting in a chair, man. He's really, really huge. And like I said, this guy, he had this other guy come up to me and put something in my mouth. Okay. And he was like trying to order me to hit this spirit, and I hit it and I destroyed it. It turned into dust. But anyhow, okay, so this is on Snoop Dogg's Murder Was the Case. Why is it that you have this guy right here, all right, with these reptile eyes? Okay, it's like a reptilian. Okay, and this actually came out in the 90s. All right, I think it was like around 1996 or something like that. But all of this stuff with this guy coming to people in their dreams. Okay, I got another song. You guys have to read the lyrics. It's coming up toward the end, but it's from a rapper who was a part of 3 6 Mafia. Okay, and God rest his soul. He passed away. But anyhow, his lyrics are so chilling to me, knowing that what I know now. It's almost like he's describing remote neural monitoring and talking about the devil being there in his dreams. All right. So this devil here was came to Snoop Dogg after he got shot. So he was unconscious and was praying to God, and then this guy appears. Okay. Now, for us being, as far as like whatever race you are, okay, you may be Mexican, you may be a black person or a white person. In order for that deity, that entity convince you, you would think, that if it was the devil, he would appear to me. If he came to me and I was praying to God and he come to me in my unconscious state or sleep state, he would most likely come as a black guy in order to convince me. Okay? And this is about conscious states right here.
According to Medline Plus, unconsciousness is when a person is unable to respond to people and activities. Doctors often call this a coma or being in a comatose state. Other changes in awareness can occur without becoming unconscious.
These are called altered mental status or changed mental states. Okay, you just heard what I said, that those are called changed mental states. All right. And changed mental state is what I believe is what's up with these people who have submitted to gang stalking. Their mentality has been completely changed. All right. And then if you hang around and watch to the end of the video, Snoop Dogg is gonna rap his verse. I just put the words on here. I didn't put the actual music. So if you got kids around there, they don't need to hear it. But Uh, just read what it says. It says, the devil told him to remember who changed your mind. And if your ass starts set tripping, that ass is mine. Okay? So the devil bargained Snoop Dogg to worship him. And if he does, that he's give him everything that he ever wanted or dreamed of. Okay? And why is this? Okay? All these celebrities, man, we all know that they pump this stuff into our community to basically trick a lot of the Lord's people, okay? And like I said, why is it that they always talk about the devil coming to you in an unconscious state? Could it be that that serpent that came to Eve actually came to her in a dream state or unconscious state, or something like that? Because it's just weird that it's always in an unconscious state. Like you can't see him, but yet still the scripture said that the man of sin is going to be revealed. So he's someplace where you can't see him. So is it that he's there and then also like when you hear, you may see the different images of you have the devil on one shoulder and the angel on the other shoulder. But this is in your mind, okay? This is like one in your ear telling you something, right? Okay, so here are the lyrics to Murder Was the Case. All right, so if you just read the lyrics, you will see exactly what I'm saying. He basically bargained with Snoop to become a follower of him, and if he worshiped him, he'd give him everything that he want, and he did, okay? But then at the end of the video, you see that Snoop still got killed. He still died. And that's the same way with Adam and Eve, because the serpent told them, oh, God told y'all ain't gonna die. You surely not gonna die, which they did. They did eventually die. If they would have obeyed, they probably would have lived longer lives, okay? But by them disobeying, they definitely died, okay? They not here now, so they died, And by them doing that, it ended up causing the curses and stuff as far as with the women and their their monthly, what I'm saying? And Satan's still here. He's here. We just can't see him, you know? What else? Okay, yeah. And I wanted to go into this Project Soul Catcher passage that I got. This is on page 16 of Project Soul Catcher. All right. And you could pause your video and read those lyrics, But I'm gonna continue and I'm gonna read this. Okay. It says, using a popular satanic cult cover story, the U.S. Department of Defense is testing a scalable artificial intelligent psychotronic virus called S.A.T.A.N. 666. All right, so that's what I'm talking about. The silent assassination through amplified networks. Okay, so the Department of Defense is using this on us. All right, and
Just remember who changed your
okay, here's the scene where Satan jumps inside of Snoop and his blunt. He jumped inside of Snoop's blunt. Okay, here is this song right here is from 3 6 Mafia, and it's called In Too Deep, and it comes from World Domination, chapter 2. But if you read this, what he's saying, he's talking about Satan right here in this verse, And, me hearing it back then, I just was like, man, he's just rapping. And, because this was like horrorcore. They had their own little thing where they was like doing a lot of horror stuff. Okay, and I know a lot about these artists. Okay, they like horror movies. DJ Paul, he like all the horror movies, and I grew up listening to this stuff. But anyhow, it's like he's talking about remote neural monitoring right here in this particular passage. You know. But anyhow, I'm gonna finish reading up this paragraph in this Project Soul Catcher. This is basically a program that runs through all the hacking methods described in the book. Uh, its intent is to cause maximum destruction of the individual and the communities they live in. Okay. Each time the program is ran, its effectiveness is rated, and then elements of it change accordingly to optimize it. So they want to optimize the damage. Uh, that's another song from them too, and it's crazy because they knew about scriptures. Okay, that's called Flashes. 3 6 Mafia song called Flashes, and in the beginning he goes to talk about Hebrews 9:27, the judgment. Okay, but anyhow, finishing reading up this passage here, and it says this involves processes. Wait a minute. This involving process is necessary to make the weapon wartime ready, and adds another property common to conventional viruses. That is, it is being evolved in a small group of human minds. There are at least uh, five different cyclotronic viral strands that have easily been identified by the researchers of this book. Each strand competes against the others. If a virus is successful and kills the host, then it is allowed to find another host. The number of kills in the shortest time determines its lethality, and then variation of it are created. All right, so the number of kills in the shortest time determines its lethality. So they trying to kill you in the shortest time. Is that not a scripture? I mean, that's literally talking about Satan in the Bible. I mean, it says that in the Bible that Satan knows that he has but a short time. And this program that I'm reading about is called S.A.T.A.N, Silent Assassination Through Amplified Neurons. So how is this? God knew about this over 4,000, how many ever thousand years ago when the real prophets were here, and they was actually writing this stuff down along with the Messiah, okay? Writing this stuff down for us to know, all right? So I just read that the number of kills in the shortest time is what Satan does. The program called Satan. Anyhow, moving on. This will eventually involve a very deadly viral strand. Viral strands. Oh, okay. Well, you think kind of like COVID-19 strand? The new strand, the new variant strand, the COVID-21 savage strand? You see what I'm saying? Uh, it said this is no joke. Computer human crossbreed viruses are very real and deadly, okay? But only about 5 countries are developing this relatively new kind of weapon and of mass destruction using a random set of the world's population as their incubators and petri dishes, guinea pigs, lab rats. Okay? So we know they blame this COVID on China. That's what they say. It's China virus. It's the China virus. This book here says that 5 countries are developing these relatively new virus kind of weapons. Okay? So, like I said, man, all this stuff As far as like with this remote monitoring, it's been going on a long time in the hood. You know, it's been going on a long time, and as you can see, like I just told you in my video, all these guys, with this profit this and profit that, 9 times out of 10, they got remote monitoring. They doing electronic harassment. I always noticed when I was following a lot of the Hebrew groups, and I'm not just bashing them because they do this stuff in the Christian churches. It's everywhere. You have to be able to use your discernment and understand what's really going on here. Okay. Uh, they would always end up with pictures of ex-members and like, yeah, look what he doing now. Look what he doing now. And he fell out the truth and all this. And I'm like, how did you even get that image of him? Where did that come from? You didn't just get that off social media. I mean, it'd be some pictures that look like, only they could have got from if the person was standing in front of their computer. All right, there's one guy, he was standing in front of his computer smoking a blunt or something, and they blasted that. And I'm like, how did you get that? And I just seen another video today where I think it was WFI. They was bashing one of their old members, and I thought it was strange that I used to watch them also. And when I first come into the truth of my nationality, and I was watching those guys, and I don't know his name. I think his name is anyhow, he has a Hebrew name. He's like one of the main guys out there. But he was talking about the story of, I think it's Paul, Apostle Paul, in the book of Timothy. And in the book of Timothy, the Apostle Paul was warning Timothy about a guy named Alexander the coppersmith. Alexander the coppersmith did Apostle Paul much evil, and Apostle Paul handed him over to Satan. And the guy was like doing street teaching. He was like, yeah, Apostle Paul, was he wrong to hand over Alexander the coppersmith to Satan? No, Paul wasn't wrong to hand him over to Satan. And I'm like, wait a minute, is you guys actually using this stuff on people, bro? Because that's what it seemed like to me. Like every